I mean, I see that the minute Larry Fink put his imprimatur on this thing, who's going to explain, you don't have to take credit for it. But
I don't.
Is it you that pushed this? Because Gensler hates it. I mean, they were dragging the feet of the big.
There are still a lot of people who hate it. So, but
Gensler still hates it, apparently.
So I'm not going to talk about Gary, but I did believe, and it still remains, and this is Gary's position, that it's still one of the vehicles for illicit activity. So I think no one can deny that. Where I came around to it, and I came around to a different interpretation 3 years ago, that there's a lot of merit to it. There's a lot of opportunity. It is a great store, and this is where you can debate. Is it a good store?
Do you know how it's made? A bunch of computers figure out.
But the issue is people believe that it can be an asset that can be crossed border. And let's be clear, if you're in a country where you're fearful of your government, and maybe this is one of the reasons why China has banned it. If you're in a government where if you're in a country where you're fearful of your future, fearful of your government, or you're frightened that your government is devaluing its currency by too much deficits,
like us.
I'm not going to go there.
From the little elf in the room.
Yeah. You could say this is a great potential long-term store of value. And as I said, it's like digital gold. And I believe,
but you still can't buy a slice of pizza with it. Isn't that kind of odd that word?
But you can't buy a price of pizza with palladium or gold.
No, but then you can do stuff with them. I can get stuff with. I mean, people use gold for stuff, right?
But you can buy and sell your Bitcoin, no different than gold. So it is very.
But gold is put in like
jewelry,
and iPhones. I think there's in some electronics there's gold.
More silver.
But you see what I'm saying? There are practical uses. Bitcoin, it's literally a ledger.
It is a ledger, but it's an international ledger. It's cross-border. It's bigger than any government.
I agree with you. It would have blown up, I believe, in FTX, and it didn't after FTX.
There's a lot of bad players in all startup things, and this was a great example. And I think it's now becoming more legitimatized.
Right.
I think the advent of Bitcoin ETFs is an example that we're legitimizing it. We're creating more safety.
Well, let me ask you this. Will you do another ETF? How about an XRP ETF? I know you got